Well, an FA Cup first round match against Oldham and a return to our former club Darlington. You really can't miss this episode. Hey guys, welcome back to some more Football Manager 2019. I'm Joe if you're new around here, and welcome to part 4 of season 2 of the Journeyman with South Shields. And in today's episode we take on Darlington in the league away from home. We return to our old club before taking on Oldham in the FA Cup first round, which is absolutely insane for a club this size. Since you were last with us, things have gone rather well, it has to be said. We left off with the 3-1 defeat to Blythe Spartans. Well, funnily enough, we recovered and beat them in the FA Cup third round qualifying. Carl Finnegan and Luke Wall getting the goals there. We then beat Chester 2-0 away from home. Miles Anderson and Brad Jackson getting the goals there. We then beat Telford 1-0 with David Foley on the score sheet in that one. We then beat Harrogate, a brilliant result, 2-0 away from home. Carl Finnegan getting both goals there. And then we drew 1-1 against Kidderminster in the league, Carl Finnegan scoring there. And most recently we beat Braintree 2-0 in the league at home with Oliver Thornley and Craig Hobson on the score sheet there. And that all means we're 13th in the National League North. Now, you know, I think that's a little bit harsh on our form, to be honest with you. And our season so far has been very good. You know, for a first season at this level, I think we've done really, really well, to be honest with you. Interestingly, Jordan Nicholson is the best player in the league now, which, you know, wasn't exactly the case last year, but apparently he is this year. But we're 5 points off the playoffs. We're not really thinking about that at this stage. More importantly, we're 9 points ahead of Spennymoor in 20th place, and we're 5 points ahead of our games, which I said if we can keep this number above this number, we should be alright this season. So yeah, very, very good. Let's have a little look at squad performances so far. Top goal scorer is Carl Finnegan with 5 from 18 starts. Not exactly prolific, is it? 3 each for Dylan Morse and Daniel Wright, 2 each for Hobson and Wall. Top assists is 4 for Brad Jackson, 3 for Daniel Wright, 2 each for Dylan Morse and Carl Finnegan. Top average rating is a 6.94 from Daniel Wright, but most recently the best performer has been Carl Finnegan. So let's have a little look at the team for today then. We're playing away from home against Darlington. I'm not expecting anything today, to be quite honest with you. They're doing really well in the league. They're in fact 4th, 6 points behind leaders Boston. So, you know, it is going to be tough today. There's no doubt about that. But we've got Chris Evans starting in goal. We've then got Jake Hibbs, Dylan Morse, Oliver Thornley and Renedy Mazampu in defence. We've then got Adam Chapman, Daniel Wright and Matty Patterson in the midfield with Curtis Bateson and Luke Wall. Starting wide of Craig Hobson up top. So here we go. Let's see what we can do against Darlow today. I'm just looking to be competitive, to be honest with you, as I have been all season with the club, and hopefully we will manage to pull something off. But if not, you know, we're going to give it our best effort, and you know, we might lose 5-0, we might win 3-1. Who knows what's going to happen? 90 minutes of football gets underway now. Daniel Wright on the ball. Morse boots it forward towards Bates, and here's Chapman. And that was a little bit of a loose pass there, but certainly a positive start at least, trying to get the ball forward, playing our way. You know, that's what we want to do this season. So yeah, I'm happy with the first 15 minutes. Chris Evans gets it away. Here's Walters now. Walters boots it forward. Simon Ainge is there. Our old boy Simon Ainge steps up and scores his 9th goal of the season. Just a ball over the top, really. Maybe Chris Evans could have done better covering his near post. But Simon Ainge, we know how good he can be. and he has put it into the back of the net, and we were caught out there, it has to be said. Who's this? It's Steichi. It's the old boys starting up top, Ainge and Steich. And it's actually interesting to see how similar that team is to ours last year. Obviously, at non-league, the teams changed quite a bit, you know, due to non-contracts and stuff. So it is interesting to see how similar it is. Here's Patterson. He gets it forward. I guess it's because I was there most of the summer, really, until late July. So it's the squad I built, really. Here's Durant on the ball. Gets it forward towards Steichi. Into the middle. Hibbs is there to get it away. Now here's Byrne. Byrne on the ball. He boots it forward. Now here's Patterson. Come on, just keep the ball for a bit. Right to Chapman to Hibbs. Hibbs on the ball. Oh, that's terrible. Nicholson gets it forward. Steichi's going to put it away, and it's 2-0. And the ghosts of Darlington past have put them 2-0 up here, which, you know, is probably to be expected. We're not expecting to really compete with Darlington away from home, aside 4th place in the league. But almost identical goals there. It's not ideal, is it? Right. Let's tell them to show some passion. And hopefully we can get a goal back before half time, but we have got some severe underperformers in the side here. Half time, and it is 2-0 to Darlington. You know, we're still keeping it competitive. We have had a few shots on goal. We've had so much more possession than them. So maybe we're a bit hard done by, but we will tell them to show us something else in the second half. We'll see if we can somehow change Jake Hibbs off yet. We'll bring on a Craig Baxter instead, and Matty Patterson hasn't had a good game either, so we might put Brad Jackson in and swap him for Chapman. Alrighty. Oh, this is going awfully wrong. That'll just have to do, I think. There's not really much else I can do there. So put Jackson in the middle of the park as a ball winner, even though he's a creative player. Surely that'll work. Get creative, boys. Come on. Let's get back into this. Here's Daniel Wright with the free kick into the middle. Dylan Morse is there. It's a good save from Johnny Madison, and it has gone for a corner, which again, you know, this is a chance for us to get back into it, right into the middle, and it's straight at one of their players. Here's Chapman now. Chapman passes it back to Mazampu. Come on. Oh, end of highlight. I guess we can go a bit more positive now. You know, maybe try and distribute over the opposition defence, counter press, all of that jazz, and just try and sneak a goal back, because that opens the game right up again. But here's Baxter now. Chapman, right to Chapman. Nope, that was rubbish. And Simon Ainge over the top again, and 3-0. Oh dear. The same move 3 times from Darlington, and it's 3-0. Oh, that is sickening. Absolutely sickening. Let's go very attacking. Here's Nicholson with the cross into the middle. 4-0 now. We're being walloped by our old team here. There's no point really bringing on Finnegan and risking him for the sake of maybe getting a goal back. It is tough though. It's a bringing back down to earth, if you like, after our recent streak, unbeaten streak. But what can you do? You know, we've dominated possession. We've had chances, it has to be said, and it just hasn't got our way today. But hopefully we can bounce back in the FA Cup first round against Oldham and not have another performance like this, because if we do, we're going to get absolutely thrashed, and that could be a killer for morale. Well, a couple of changes for this very special first round match against Oldham Athletic, obviously in League One, which is quite a step up for us, I guess. Actually, they're in League Two. They must have got relegated at some point. Did they get relegated in real life? They did. Never mind. They finished 19th in League Two last season. So I guess, you know, this is as good a chance as any as beating a Football League side at this stage. I mean, look at that. I'm so disappointed with that result. If you look at the run of games we've had, and just to come crashing down with that. But we're back at Mariners now, so hopefully we'll be able to do something good. Pearson comes in goal. Jordan Barnett comes in at left back. We've brought in Reece York into the midfield instead of Matty Patterson. Brad Jackson comes in on the right hand side, and Carl Finnegan up top once again. So let's get into it and let's give it our all. You know, this is a huge match for the football club. Hopefully a sellout, and hopefully, yeah, I mean, look at this stand. It's absolutely full. It's going to be a great spectacle, and wonderful to see South Shields versus Oldham in a competitive match. Let's get into it. Come on, the Mariners, up the Mariners, all of that. 5 minutes in, Almani. Now here's Martin into the middle. It's 1-0 already to Oldham. Mandron with the header, and you'd have to say that might be it already. Just wanted to see us put on a good show for the fans, but maybe it's one of those days where Football Manager isn't going your way, and it's 1-0 already. But hopefully we can, I guess, bounce back from that. Apparently some of the players are disinterested. I just can't believe that that's the case. 2-0. Oh dear. Oh, this could be bad. This could be really bad. 2-0 after 20 minutes. Good cross into the middle, and header down. Nothing we can do with that, unfortunately. And you know, at the end of the day, if we're getting beat 4-0 by Darlington, who was I kidding thinking that we could compete with Oldham Athletic, who are 2 leagues above us? Here's Daniel Wright into the middle. Consolation goal, please. Dylan Morse puts it in for his 4th goal this season, and that's what I mean. Our set plays have been brilliant, and that is wonderful to see. The Shields fans going wild. We've got a goal back in the match, and we're back in it, you know, right there. We're back in it. We're going to bring them in at half-time. We're going to tell them to show us something else in the second half. And I'm really pleased with that. Yeah, 2-1. I think we'd have took that at the start of the match. So, yeah, anyway, here we go. Here we go. Let's give them look, you know, as that, yeah, there we go. Hopefully this can inspire them. Show me what you're about in this second half. Here's Luke Wall on the ball. We're pushing forward already. Here's Chapman to right. I hate that weak pass, and the player just doesn't run onto it. That's FIFA-esque, that, and I really hate it. Get creative, come on. Let's do this, boys. Make changes. Right. Brad Jackson hasn't had a good game. We'll bring Curtis Bateson on. Who else hasn't played well? Adam Chapman. I guess Matty Patterson comes on. Finnegan hasn't had a good game either. We'll might as well make the changes now. We've got 20 minutes left in the FA Cup, perhaps. Make that 15. 10. Come on, Matty Patterson. Oh, Collins gets it away. That might be the last time we get into their 30 as Doofus on the ball. I mean, Doofus by name, Doofus by nature after that shot. That was absolutely terrible. 5 minutes to go here. Come on, show some passion for this last 5 minutes. Got 2 minutes added time. It's not going to happen unless Daniel Wright whips in a beautiful cross here. Here's York. Oh, it's a good save by Martin. And that is going to be that for our FA Cup journey. It's all over. 2-1. I guess we made it competitive in the end. You know, it was just probably a nervous first 20 minutes that cost us there. But a decent performance from us. None of the players really ashamed or made a fool of themselves, should I say. And I think we can be proud of our FA Cup run, and hopefully we can take that confidence back into the league and respond from that Darlington defeat. If you have enjoyed that, then make sure you do leave a like down below. It really does help me out. It means a lot to me as well. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager content, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.